today about to be reacting to the sad death of physical media. I don't know what that means, but we about to find out. Let's get to it.
I want you to picture this. It's Tuesday, September 17th, 2013. I'm saying picture this
2013, fuck. That's when LeBron was on the Heat and he was on that 1-2K cover. Yeah, I remember that.
like most of my audience watching this wasn't children or too young to remember this night. Low-key me included, but F it. It was a crispy September day, just like every other September day. Most people were going on with their regular lives, either going to school or work. But that night, humanity was gonna change and never be the same. GTA 5 was dropping. People were lining
Word. I didn't know that. That's crazy. Man, I used to love GTA 5. Y'all ever watch Quibble Cop, Jelly, and Sluggo, man? I used to watch them like crazy. Like, I used to love GTA 5, bro. There's a lot of other different YouTubers I used to watch, like Typical Gamer, Expert Thief. That's an elite pull right there. If you know, you know. I'm about to watch an Expert Thief video when I get off of here, baby. Sir, come on, bro.
hours
Back to
before
it.
the release at midnight, making sure they called off school
Elite.
or work the next day to
Bloods versus Crips. What, nigga? What do y'all know about that, bro? Y'all don't
bask
know
in
about
all
that,
of its
bro.
gloriness for at least the
That
full
was
day.
peak
News
content.
reporters came out to interview people with their pre-game thoughts on how the game was gonna be. When the doors finally opened, people stampeded in like it was their final day on Earth. This was what people now call simpler times. Skip to a date that hasn't happened yet. Thursday, November 19th,
All you
2026.
gotta do is you can buy that. You can buy the game on your on the game. You can buy the game on the game. So shit, you ain't gotta sit outside like a maniac. You know what I'm saying? Sit outside all night in that long line.
The lines are empty and no one is waiting for some reason. The reason why? Rockstar has announced
Shit.
they're officially
Bro,
ditching a disc
bro,
copy
nigga,
and
my PS5 don't even take CDs. I got a digital PS5.
GTA 6 won't come with one.
I mean,
And
I said
Sony clarified
GTA
even
5, PS5. My PS5
more
don't even
that
take CDs.
they won't produce any more discs for PlayStation consoles starting officially in January 2028. Meeting the era of console discs, having a collection to flex on your friends with the magic game.
What games on here? Is that Battlefield? Yep, that's Battlefield. I played Battlefield. Call of Duty 4. What y'all know about that? That's the one that was at the war. You know what I'm saying? Doing that World War shit. I used to play that a lot. Then I got that Madden. Of course, I used to play Madden. Yeah. A lot of these games I didn't play though.
Game Bonder. Showing how much you're better than those bum ass because you have
Nigga got Red Dead Redemption, Last of Us, Assassin's Creed. I wasn't really a fan. Assassin's Creed lost me when they put him on that boat. It confused me, bro. Like, I was too young to understand what the fuck was going on or how to play that game. But they lost me with that. God of War, I love that game. GTA 5, love that game. Spider-Man, I ain't really play that like that, bro.
bigger collection than them, is officially dead and has basically solidified that this century will be the end of most physical media. And I'd be lying to you if I said it doesn't break my heart. At least to me, this seems like Gen Z's first thing to see phased out and humanity evolve past it. And really, it's every generation. Everyone other than Gen Alpha always grew up with physical media around them. We all remember going to Redbox and renting a movie, then forgetting to return it and hoping your lawyers don't knock on the door. Or seeing ads about GameFly and thinking it was the future.
Man, GameFly, what do y'all know about GameFly? Oh my gosh, they used to spam them ads on Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, Nicktoons, Disney XD. They used to spam these.
I actually don't know a single soul who used it, but I assume the company went
I don't
bankrupt
know
the same
nobody
way
that
as
used it.
Redbox because no one returned stuff.
What do
One
y'all
of the
do if
first
somebody scratch and get the ring of death around a CD? Like, do they gotta pay for the whole game? So what was the point of getting GameFly?
things that pops up in people's minds with seeing physical media diminish from society is you will own nothing and be happy. The origin of it is so wild for people that don't know it. It comes from the World Economic Forum, which is basically an international organization with the biggest leaders and people who shape the world, where they try to find solutions for the world to quote-unquote improve it. I get this is supposed to be a positive organization in theory. All I think of when I see pictures like this though is the Kotsky photo with all of them menacingly looking at the camera. They made a presentation.
Yo, welcome
Imagine
to the
being able
bro
to
side
build
of
an
YouTube
app
where
with
we
your
get
name on
ads.
it,
Eventually, I'm
just
gonna
by
get an ad
thinking
blocker
about it.
for now. Just
Meet
$5. Yeah.
Base44.
In 2016 saying you will own nothing and be happy, where they say products are
I mean,
replaced by
but in
services.
life we don't own nothing. Even though I own this house that I'm in right now, I don't own it. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? The bank owns it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That they own the property. You don't own nothing unless you own the property. Even with property, you gotta pay property tax. So you don't really own nothing in life. Even with the car that I got, I don't really own that. That's why I gotta keep registering.
And people will need to rent or share everything they need. The worst quote by far is from the presenter who did it when she said, "Welcome to 2030. I own nothing, have no privacy, and life has never been better." Imagine saying this with a straight face thinking everyone's gonna be like, sounds great. They basically
But
pitched
no,
what
in
blank
a way,
the spine.
it kind of, because when you own shit, you gotta maintain it. Like when you own a car, you own a house. Anything you own, shit, you gotta maintain it. You own a pair of shoes, you gotta make sure they stay clean. I guess it's less hassle trying to worry about it rather than going to go just rent something you ain't got to worry about all of the nitty gritty shit. I don't know though. Me, I rather own though. That's just me though. I don't want to live under somebody's rules.
And hoped for a positive reception. And Loki, as time goes on, they kind of weren't wrong with the timeline. Everything past 2016 has turned more and more into subscriptions. I mean, for God's sake, they're releasing a car where in order to get the full horsepower of it, you gotta pay a subscription. Imagine paying $100,000
Nigga, you gotta pay subscription to get horsepower. Nigga, excuse me? Bro, get the fuck out of here. Even, hey, sweetness, even with Tesla, bro, you gotta pay like 200 or something to get the autopilot driving. I'm not trusting no robot to drive me around. That's just me though. To each his own, but bro, hell no. Y'all seen that video when dude was driving that Mustang truck? That nigga in the front seat praying like this, cause it's just going rogue, and he crashed. It crashed itself. It had malfunction, bro. Y'all think we forgot about that? Psst, no.
for a brand new car, and the company forces a subscription so you can use the full capabilities of it. Privacy concerns start to become worse as governments create more and more surveillance. The ultimate problem with physical game copies going away is the actual ownership. Because some people will defend it, saying, who cares anyways, we all buy digital copies now. And I will say that is true, a majority of people aren't driving to the store to buy every brand new game that comes out. But when you buy games at a lot of these companies, you're never actually owning the game. If you buy a game from the PlayStation Store, Microsoft Store, Nintendo Store, and yes, even Steam Store, they're all licensed and not owned, unlike a physical copy. Most of the time, it may not be a problem to have the digital copy, but best believe when there is a problem, there's essentially nothing you can do when you're at the mercy of these companies. Nothing proved this more in 2023 with PlayStation and their Discovery TV controversy. Back in 2023, Sony told its users that because of a licensing disagreement with Discovery TV, that anybody who purchased Discovery TV shows or movies would have the content removed as Sony wouldn't have the license anymore. And there
What? So did you get a refund for them trying to take whatever you bought? I would need a refund expeditiously. What are we talking about here, bro?
pretty big shows on that list, including Mythbusters, Cake Boss, Naked and Afraid, How It's Made.
Naked and Afraid. Did they actually show people naked though? Nah, probably not. Probably show some cheeks, nothing in the front though.
Total, it would have been 1,318 seasons of TV shows completely wiped from anybody who owned them. Imagine being that one dude that bought like 50 seasons of different shows. I would have crashed out.
Good job, Gary. That is fun, Bob.
Wreaked havoc at Sony HQ. When this happened, it confirmed everything true people suspected, that companies at any moment could completely fry a product you quote-unquote own. And there would be a more than likely chance you wouldn't get a refund. Now, luckily, because of all the backlash they got for this, Sony announced they reached an agreement, so everyone kept their stuff, but that's just for now. Funny thing is, doing research for this video,
that could actually happen. Like you invest all this money into buying stuff to get a collection. This is why I don't understand how you can buy and rent movies on Amazon Prime or whatever you buy and rent movies from. Like it don't make sense to me. Why? If I'm paying a monthly subscription, why don't it just come with it? You know? I'm
This month,
tripping.
Sony told all its UK users that 551 movies and TV shows for a company named Studio Canal are getting removed in September
Girl, your best
2026
kicking,
because
girl.
they're
You on
losing the
Johnny today.
license. This one didn't make as much noise, so they probably didn't care to fight it and let it die. But I hope y'all know this is just gonna happen more and more. So even if you're not someone that cares about physical media as much anymore, you should understand why it's needed. This also happened for games, like a game called The Crew, for example. Ubisoft
What
sold
y'all
the
know
game
about
for
the crew? I was too young to understand what was going on. Y'all know what I'm talking about for people that play Xbox 360 or even the regular Xbox. I was asked because I didn't know I didn't understand the mechanics of the game. So, but yeah, I remember playing that game for sure because my uncles had it. Yeah.
full price to people, and after it didn't do as well as they wanted, they decided to delist it in 2023, and in 2024 they shut down all of the servers. Then right after that, they started yanking the license from people with zero refunds. This is why they don't want shit in person, because if that was me, I'm not going down without a fight. I'm gonna tell a Ubisoft employee to square up and fight for my copy. I'm keeping it, goddammit. Then instead of hitting people with an apology, maybe giving them
That's
refunds
another
for
thing.
something.
What's the point of paying for it if y'all just gonna shut down the servers? I get the offline experience, but don't nobody want to play that. Like, nah, bro. I could be
They
tripping.
bought. Ubisoft
Like the only
doubled down.
game I played offline for fun, like actually have fun playing, was Call of Duty Black Ops 2 and the other Call of Duty, the old 2Ks, because they didn't have online. The old Maddens, they didn't have online. And GTA 5 story mode. I guess I played a lot of games that didn't have online mode. But, bro, what's the point of buying a game that got online mode just for y'all to shut down the servers? Invest all these microtransactions in there. Yeah, nah.
Telling people that you can't complain about what they did because you never owned it. I mean, they're not even hiding the agenda at this point. This shit more rigged than a referee in any World Cup game Messi plays. Because of all of this happening, people have come up with a slogan to fight back. If buying isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing. Whoever made this gotta get 5 gold.
Word. Word. I love the pirate apps. Hey, if y'all know a pirate app where I could watch the sports games for the next season, let me know. Because y'all know they shut them down every couple months. The last one they just had was Myth Sports or something like that, Myth Streams. Let me know, bro.
Because there's no defense these companies can say. Whenever someone downloads a copy of their game and doesn't buy it, they say it's illegal and the person should be fined because it's stealing. But when you buy something that's bought with the thought of its ownership, they can take it away and say you never owned it. They're pretty much that meme of the
Yo,
This
welcome
is
to
the perfect pair
YouTube.
for your
Welcome
iPhone,
to the broke side of YouTube.
and it replaces
where we
3
get
different
ads.
chargers. This is the
Eventually,
Ridge
we'll get an ad
Magnetic
block.
Power Bank. It snaps on with
But for
MagSafe,
now,
so no
just
cables, no
vibe
guessing.
out. They might hit us with
20 watt
some
fast
ads later.
charging,
Or not, but
10,000
let's see what they talk about.
person spamming easy, and as soon as they get one clap back, they say you're being toxic. At the end of the day, no one is buying these game copies thinking it's just a rental. If you wanted to rent it, then you would just rent it. The reason I say this is because you'll see people defend these companies saying,
Well, you should have just read the terms.
yeah, tell that to Facebook when you don't read their 200 pages of terms and conditions.
Yeah,
Then when
I know I'm not the only person alive that don't read terms and conditions. Cause what's gonna happen if you don't sign the terms and conditions? You can't use the app. So you gotta sign it regardless. I guess you want to read what you signing, but bro, ain't no point. If you don't sign it, then you can't use it.
sell your personal data to like 100 different companies just to come back saying you should have just read the terms. After that company gets hacked who bought your data, now all your emails and passwords are leaked. That's actually how it works a lot of the times, by the way, but nah, it's your fault for not reading 200 pages of dog shit. The company who maliciously sold your data for profit is not at fault at all. Worst part is you couldn't even successfully sue these companies because they're technically right. You signed an agreement saying you just licensed the product and don't own it. This wouldn't be as much a problem if these companies gave refunds all the time or required it. I think it still would be good to have a physical game in case it gets taken off shelves for archive reasons, which physical copies help with. Like as an example, Steam is probably the most nice when it comes to this. There was a John Wick game that they decided to remove, but instead they delisted it from Steam, and people who bought the copy still have that copy so they can play the game when they want to.
But it should be like that with every game though. Am I tripping? Especially if you're buying online. Okay, I get it. If you buy a hard copy, then there's nothing we can really do about it. But the fact that we bought it online, it should definitely get to the point where I can still play my game. and I just threw my money in the garbage because y'all don't want to give me my money back for a game that I thought I was gonna be able to pay forever and ever. Yeah, nah, cuz.
Steam so far hasn't had some incident like Ubisoft or Sony, but to be fair, who knows what will happen in the future. Also, another thing people don't think about is how much used games help people. If everything is digital, you're not gonna have the classic of being broken down bad, then buying some used copy that may have had some rip marks on the box and suspicious stains. Hey, I'm not gay, but $20 is $20, as
I'm
the saying
not gay,
goes.
but $20 is $20. It's crazy. That is a crazy shirt, bro.
You as the buyer have more power because you could buy a new game when it comes out for 60 bucks, then maybe resell it for $40 or trade it in, and get the next new game for half off. It was pretty much its own economy, and it was a win-win. You had a used game that you could sell to somebody that never played it for cheaper, and you could take their money and trade it in for a newer game. I understand that GameStop would give you a solid 90% less money than what the game costed if you traded it in with them, but shit, some money back is better than no money. You could also lend games to your friends or trade games with your
fuck
friends.
that. GameStop was a scam, bro. I remember I tried to get. It's like, okay, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, get some money. I'm broke, you know what I'm saying? I went in there with like 10, 15 games. Got $50 for the 10 to 15 games. Whole time, one of them games damn near cost. Two of them games cost what I just got back. What are we talking about here, bro?
Hopefully have them actually give the game back, or y'all were not on
Nah,
speaking
fuck
terms until
GameStop,
further
bro. Y'all
notice.
better off.
I still
Y'all
haven't.
better off keeping y'all games, bro. Fuck GameStop. That's another thing. Y'all better off just buying a game online, bro. GameStop is a scam, bro. Try to get them niggas a whole system. They're talking about we can only put $100 towards whatever you're trying to buy. Man, fuck y'all.
Talk to this in third grade that never gave my SpongeBob movie game back to me. Hope he's doing terrible in life. For a lot of poor kids, this will be their Game Pass and main way they got games. The best bet they have now is if the game studio decides to put games on sale, or getting the Xbox Game Pass, which even that won't have everything they want. Companies are known to keep game prices high no matter how old the game is. Removing physical copies is only to benefit the companies themselves. It's not like they even have to make a mass amount than they have them potentially not sell on shelves. They could make them on order and ship them to people, but they're choosing not to because they know what's smarter for money. I'll end it off with, even though things like this happening are sad, I don't think physical media is truly out yet. People will always appreciate physical value of media, and a lot of people are even fighting back by getting more physical things. An example is vinyls, which saw an increase of more people buying them. Even though it's mainly for the aesthetic and not to take out the big ass disc and play music on it, it's better than nothing, alright? At least people are buying physical media. Also, people are still buying
Get a
things.
vinyl one day. You know, get a vinyl with some G Herbo in there with a get the disc with G Herbo or something on there.
Like
Yeah.
manga or books because they want a cool looking collection. So humanity hasn't fully given up to digital media yet. And my hope is we could have a good balance of both, because if we had all digital media, I hope y'all know these companies will be the most scummy, greedy pieces of of all time. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram.
But nah. I said what I said. Y'all heard what I said. So let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. And I'm gonna catch you niggas in the next one. Yes, sir.